has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African-American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Well, I'll say this. I was on a YouTube video doing a live video one time, and I guess a man came on who wasn't really familiar with me, and he's like, "Oh, you're bashing men." And like my followers who are on the video are like, "What are you talking about? She does not bash men. She doesn't bash anybody. She's very fair about, how she looks at things." But I think what's really hard is that we have a couple generations now that have come out of very traditional relationships. I'm talking about traditional gender roles. I'm talking about there's been a revolution in how all of this works per se, right? And the rules have kind of gotten thrown out the door. And in the meantime, I think it's kind of like human nature that you want there to be boundaries. You want there to be a rule book, a method. You want there to be some understanding of how it's supposed to work. And the previous generations had that. They had kind of like a man does this, a woman does this, a man does that, a woman does this. And those gender roles, and then when you look at finances and you look at the traditional gender roles for men around being a provider and the breadwinner and the protector, and then the woman's the nurturer and the caretaker, and she's the mother and she's raising the children. Well, you can just throw all that right out the window, right? Yeah. Like guys, we're not there anymore. We're just not there. But then what happens is that people pick and choose their traditions that they want to hold on to. And then so they're throwing some things to the wind, but, I still want to be courted. And then men are throwing some things to the wind, but they're like, but I still want her to be nurturing, and I want her to stroke my ego, and I want her to be, so people are creating all their own rules to these things, trying to figure it out, trying to see what works for them, but it's like this big experiment. And in the meantime, people are getting hurt. So you're having all these experiences because people are dating and dating and dating and dating and sleeping with each other, and just you're trying this and you're trying that. And in the meantime, our egos are so fragile that it can take one or two experiences of rejection, of ridicule, criticism, or you really, really like someone who doesn't like you, which is part of life. But previously, there wasn't this level of dating. There wasn't, before technology and before these apps and before social media and before all this, you didn't have all these seeming options. You know, you didn't have all this people and profiles at your fingertips where you're just looking through a catalog of people like you're choosing clothes or shoes, you know? And so on the one hand, there's everybody's been desensitized to people being human beings. And then on the other hand, people are having too many experiences. And what's happening is that...
Oh, I want her to keep going. Too many experiences. Look, we give her a little bit more. Come on, give her a little more.
Rejection, abuse, a whole lot more situations that cause people to feel that the opposite sex is like this or like that. But it's just really that person. You know, that woman hurt you. You don't...
Lord, Rebecca Lynn Pope. She cooking. And then it leads me to my topic today. Outdated. That's the name of the topic. Outdated. If men are expected to lead and provide for women, is it a fair expectation for men to expect sexual chastity, purity, empathy, and peace? If I gotta go slay the dragon, right? If I gotta go out into the world and fight the devil every day, you gotta be Jane Seymour. I don't know if you guys are fans of the Tudors. Jane Seymour. I love the Tudors, man. That was a great, I guess it was a docu-series or a series on Showtime. It was amazing. Jane Seymour was the opposite of Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was a woman that used all her feminine guile, all her manipulation, right? And seduced the king. She was coming from the French court. The French king had been with her. Her sister was known as the whore of France. And that's what would happen. You know, high-born men would come to town, and the French king would get all of these beautiful young women together and provide these women to these high-born men, right? And they would do things. Well, they come to the English court. Henry VIII knows nothing about her past in France, right? And she's being manipulated by her father and her uncle, and they're basically saying, like, don't have sex with him, right? Don't have sex with him. Dangle the carrot, right? Dangle the carrot, you know, and she would, you know, and at the time he was married to Catherine of Aragon, or, you know, the daughter of Isabella, right, from Spain, right? And he wanted to break up that marriage because she hadn't provided a son for him. It was his brother's wife before he got her. So when he ran into Anne Boleyn, he was smitten. And she played the coquette role. She manipulated him to the nth degree. And while she was being manipulated, right? But once the king found out, I mean, they were whispering church reform. They were doing all kind of things through Anne Boleyn, right? And the king started to reform the church because of their marriage wasn't acknowledged by the Pope. But eventually the king finds out who she really is, right? I mean, there was a time where they go to France, they meet King Louis. She has a moment with King Louis, and she basically tells him, hey, the things I used to do here in the French court, please do not tell His Majesty. You say, how does all of this matter, right? How does all of this play? Because if it goes back to the old school way, where the man is the provider and the man is the protector, he's going to want that brand new car smell. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's not going to want, what do they call it nowadays, right? They call it what, ran through 304. He's not going to want that. And that's what Anne Boleyn was. And needless to say, she was one of the women that lost her head. Now, we live in a toxic society, so guess what? If we go back to the old way, and men have to pay for a certain level of empathy, for a certain level of peace, for a certain level of whatever that they want, they're not going to want, let's just be honest. I know people don't want to have this conversation. They're not going to want somebody that's had all of these experiences, because just like the sister just said in the clip, social media has opened up the options exponentially. And then you have to understand something about spirit. Anytime you interact with somebody, you're taking some of their spirit into you. They're taking some of your spirit into them. Spiritual barnacles. Then on top of that, you got childhood issues that everybody does. Everybody has issues that need to be addressed. So, are the gender roles outdated? This is very interesting. Outdated. If a man is expected to lead and protect, to provide for women, should women in turn offer sexual chastity / purity, empathy, and peace? What are the numbers out here? We know the numbers in Houston are crazy right now in terms of HIV. What are the numbers in America in terms of herpes? Are we going to have a real conversation? These are the kind of conversations people want to run from. I don't want to run from them tonight. Because if the gender roles matter, and there are certain gender-specific boundaries, men, you do this, women, you do that, you better not come in here with a burdened soul, or body for that matter. This isn't to say that people who have burdened souls or burdened bodies shouldn't have relationship. But if we're going the gender role route, right? Just like in medieval times, because that's why I'm asking the question, are the gender roles outdated? That's why I started with the Anne Boleyn philosophy, right? Right? Or idea from the Tudors, from King Henry VIII. Hey, that woman got to be a maid, as they would call them. She has to be a maid. In order to get me to open up my heart, bend the knee, fall on my sword for her, she's got to be pure. At least sexually pure. Come on. If we're going the gender role route, because it's outdated, right? I know people are going to say the gender roles are outdated. They switch back and forth. Women have become the men. Men have become the women. Everybody going to say that. I already know where we're going tonight. But the question is, if a man removes the financial burden from your life, right? You ain't got to worry about it. You can live the soft life because he done went out there and did all the heavy lifting. What should you give him in return? He's giving you the financial security, he's giving you the presence, and he's giving you the protection. Should you at least come to him? With some peace, with some empathy, and at least a level of sexual chastity? Or are you out here acting like Anne Boleyn? Positioning yourself to meet the king, positioning yourself to become the queen, and obfuscating your history, hiding who you really are, manipulating to get... Listen, we live in a narcissistic society. Everybody's trying to get supply. Men are leading with their wallets. They're not leading with a healed soul. Women are leading with thirst. Many, come on, let's just be honest. There's a whole culture of, I don't date these type of men. We didn't say it. I didn't make this up. Am I lying? 1-800-920-1580. I want you to get to your phone lines. When I come forward, I'm about to run through these calls. I'm about to run through these questions. Let's continue investigating today's topic.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580, where climate is king. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling because I need to get my dentist reassigned.
And what's your user number, ma'am?
It's 676.
No, that's my social.
8.
You gotta give her the other number.
I'm sorry, hold on. Oh my God. Babe, she asked for the user ID.
Ma'am?
You gotta give her the group number. That's the one that I give them all.
I know you always say that, but every time I talk to them, they tell me to give them the user ID, which they've told me is the same as the social.
Hello?
I'm sorry, can you hold on one second?
All right, go ahead.
Is it that big a deal?
Go for it. You don't listen.
I am listening. I'm listening to what she said. I'm sorry.
And what's your user number, ma'am?
It's 667
That's the social. Give her the
8.
group number.
If she asked for the user ID.
Give her the group number.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I actually meant it's SLM6FF. Thank you.
Okay, I found you.
That worked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know people be getting mad at me. Listen, I didn't pick the video. A woman picked that video to show like she not taking instructions. He trying to help her, and she like, be quiet, shut it down. And then he turned out to be correct. The name of the video is Combative versus Submissive. I guess you gotta wait until you ask for your help. But in the outdated framing of masculinity, right? Is it outdated? Agree or disagree? 1-800-920-1580. In the outdated framing of masculinity, he's doing what is innate to masculinity. That's not what she's asking for. She's asking for your Social Security. You got to see her face. Y'all got to go see that video too, because she's annoyed with the help. Men are, what use are we if we can't help, right? That's oh, this is good. True or false? Women should bring peace to their relationships if a man is willing and able to provide a comfortable life for the two of them. Do you agree or disagree? 1-800-920-1580. What are some of the consequences of outdated beliefs in modern relationships? Do our relationships evolve as we evolve, or do they devolve or evolve with social changes, or both? 1-800-920-1580. True or false? We often come into relationships with shoulds and supposed tos under the guise of tradition and values. In reality, they are a result of unprocessed grief and wounds. That is a bombshell of a question. True or false? We often come into relationships with shoulds and supposed tos under the guise of tradition and values. My goodness. In reality, they are a result of unrepressed grief, unprocessed grief and wounds. That is heavy. What is the exchange rate for control of sexual access? If sexual access can be controlled externally, what other aspects of relationships and communication can be included with it? 1-800-920-1580. I need to know. I need to know, are the traditional gender roles outdated? Have they flipped? Are women now more masculine than men? Or are they just intertwined in some kind of way? Have men lost their way? Have women lost their way? I mean, we live in a toxic society. We're looking at a lot of the repercussions of that. How do traditional gender roles in relationships serve as projections of unprocessed trauma, as Krishnamurti might suggest, rather than expressions of true love and unity? Hey, maybe our wounds are more compatible with each other than are we. Maybe that's why we're together. Again, the gender roles never deal with the psychological, the spiritual. They never deal with any of that. The real reason for why we're together. 1-800-920-1580. Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. Get in here if you want to talk about it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Senator Raphael Warnock is calling on the country to vote for Kamala Harris as president. The Black Georgia pastor spoke at the Democratic National Convention Monday night, saying he was convinced that they can heal the wounds that divide us. He also called the lie and logic of January 6th a sickness. The DNC will be in Chicago through Thursday. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she'll have a plan to replace congestion pricing by the end of the year. The governor tells Politico she wants to roll out a plan in the coming months in order to get lawmakers on board after she pumped the brakes on the controversial plan to charge drivers to enter below Manhattan 60th Street. Several sources say the new plan could exempt municipal workers and reduce the tolls, but it most likely won't be released until after November elections. Meantime, Hochul has hired a lawyer to defend her decision to pause the toll, using the same lawyer who is representing Black Mayor Eric Adams in an ongoing campaign finance investigation. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The best nugs are now even better. Wendy's new Saucy Nugs take the nugs you love and sauce them up in bold flavors, including buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, and spicy ghost pepper. Try them all today. For a whole new way to nug, it's gotta be Wendy's. A participating U.S. Wendy's.
Tavis is like George and Wheezy. He's moving on up. Last year, Tavis was number 45 on the Talkers magazine list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. Wait for it. Wait for it. The 2024 list was recently released, and Tavis has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African-American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI.
What if the conversation about menopause and bladder leaks didn't have to be a secret? Always Discreet helps you embrace this new chapter with confidence, offering a bladder leak solution that keeps you worry-free. Its rapid dry core quickly locks away even the biggest gushes with up to 0 leaks, 0 wet feel, and 0 odor, so you can jump, dance, sneeze, and laugh uninterrupted. Everyday protection for every level of leak. We've got you, always. Try Always Discreet today.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Mystery.
You guys are worth more than selling your pictures and videos online. I say that respectfully. You guys
I think we were all saying it jokingly that we're worth nothing.
Right. No, I get that. But I feel like deep down sometimes, I'm not saying you girls do, but sometimes women do feel like, oh, the only thing I can offer is quick money with using my body. And that's not true. You do have a lot to offer the world, like a husband and raising kids, which is the most important thing you can do. Especially as a woman, we're nurturing creatures.
My God, how about men and women offer each other our developing self and the transparency around it? This is where I am currently in my state of development. That don't look good because you're presenting what's good about you and what's bad about you. Many people ain't doing that. It's a performance. We've talked about this. Right? What are the psychological and spiritual consequences of adhering to an outdated gender role system in relationship as seen through the lens of Dr. David R. Hawking's map of consciousness? In what ways do antiquated beliefs about gender roles prevent individuals from experiencing the non-duality that Eckhart Tolle and the Buddha advocate for? Oh, it's always dual in relationship. You give me what I want because that's what I signed up for. And if it's to my standard, I will consider giving you what you want. Is this not a game many of us have been entangled in? 1-800-920-1580. Get on your phone lines right now. How can the notion of chastity in women be reinterpreted to align with contemporary understandings of spiritual and emotional purity rather than physical or sexual control? Heavy question. Goodness gracious. I want to read that one again. My God. How can the notion of chastity in women be reinterpreted, reimagined, recontextualized to align with contemporary understandings of spiritual and emotional purity rather than physical or sexual control? Right? Many men have heard it a lot. Oh, I haven't been with very many people. Then, men ask the number. Oh, you're immature for asking the number. Why? If we go outdated, if we go gender roles, we have a right to the number. If we go gender roles. Right? This is how Anne Boleyn got in trouble. They found out what happened with Anne Boleyn. Do you understand? Heavy stuff. How do the societal expectations of men to lead, protect, and provide intersect with the teachings of Wayne Dyer on self-reliance and inner strength? And when women discover self-reliance and inner strength, is it normal and or natural for them to say, I don't need a man? Because, a lot of times, man, spiritual concepts get conflated and turned into some narcissistic movement, right? There's a difference between self-actualization, self-care, self-love, and self-aggrandizement. There's a vast chasm between the two. 1-800-920-1580. I got so many questions. I got 200 questions here. I mean, literally. Because this is that type of topic. All right, here we go. Let's get some callers in here. I want to know, are the gender roles outdated? If so, how would you update them? If men are expected to lead, protect, and provide for women, should women in turn, at the very least, offer sexual chastity, purity, empathy, and peace? Let's see what they got to say. What say ye, callers? Heru Ali, Battle Creek, Michigan, in the building. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Peace and love to the family of nations. Honors Zoe, honors Andy, honors all. It's been a while.
Yes, man. How are you, man? Welcome back.
Listen, just know that you're not covered. I'm always going to be on that rooftop as a sniper, counter sniper. I got you.
Righteous.
Even though I'm in my isolation for elevation, I'm in the shadows.
Righteous.
Listen, a lot of us, when we talk about the gender roles, the way that this quote unquote gender war has been going on, when we talk about the roles, it's real rigid, archaic. In the military, I always went by the philosophy, you let the smart people do what the smart people do. If that's something that, if your partner does something better than you, well, let them do it.
That sounds grown up.
And
right.
On a real, because a lot of us overinflate our relationship credit score. And no woman on this planet could ever afford me, because they will never be required to die in my stead.
Wow.
So what's more valuable than my life? You want provision and protection? Yes. At a minimum, I gotta have some respect.
I love it.
I gotta have respect,
Go
bro.
deeper. So you're saying not only bring peace, but bring respect, bring loyalty, bring trust, bring. What else are you saying? I want to hear it, brother.
Absolutely. I don't know if I can say the W word or I have to say the 304 word.
Just say 304. That's fine.
Okay, let's check. When I meet a female or have met in the past, okay, what's your 304 facts? Just like the car facts. Are you wanting me to pay for high mileage, Matrix? You want top dollar for that? And you think that that's all that I want? Last time that I checked, every model of vehicle out on these streets got 4 tires. And those are the only things that touch the ground. You think you're going to come with some high mileage engine and I'm going to pay full price? Yeah. Are you serious?
I'm listening, bro. This is a non-judgmental space. I'm going to let you speak on it, brother. Go, just.
Absolutely. Check this out. Listen, if in all of your discussions, I think it was Jeff Brown that said that, what is a man's worth besides his wallet? Can you offer a man, ladies, respectfully, can you offer a man something you never gave to another man? Uh-oh. What do you offer?
I'm sure that there's
to
some
this man.
I'm sure there's some women out there that can do that. I'm sure of it. Yeah. I had to
Absolutely
think about it.
there is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it's very, the number in my experience has been low. It's been low, though.
But I think women could ask the same question in reverse, and they might have a concomitant experience. They might be able to say, yeah, can I ask a man to give me something he's never given another woman? And I think her experience might mirror that of the man.
Well, here's the difference. It don't matter how much mileage a man has. You're not going to ask him that when there goes a bump in the night. And you expect him to go out there and shed his blood because God so loved you.
Wait, hold on, Heru. Let's go back and forth. I got to go back and forth.
Let's do it.
So, you saying that a woman is not worth as much as you are because you're willing to lay your life down for her, as am I. But can't she counter that argument by simply saying, but I can give you life in the form of a child, a life for a life? Can she do that? Can she counter she can counter your argument with that, correct?
She absolutely can do that, but it would be out of context because I absolutely do not agree with your statement of what you understood that you heard from me. Mm-hmm. A woman's life is just as valuable as a man's life. But our roles are different. I don't expect you to be out there on the front lines for me and to give your life for me. That's what I was born to do.
Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. Stay. You sit right there, Heru Ali. The phone lines are cracking. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more from my brother from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys?
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse Limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I did nothing to
women are wondering, like, why aren't men wanting to get married these days? Why are men not even approaching me and talking to me anymore? Why are men checking out completely? Look at the risk reward of getting into a relationship with a woman, potentially for a family and kids. You know, if you want to sleep around and just like hoe it up as a dude, and salute, brother, go handle business. The game isn't the same for us.
Is that enough?
Can you
for
find
a man?
happiness? Can you find happiness and joy? For some men, it's great. But I think every man on a deeper level yearns for a family, yearns for that dream, like a woman that's supportive, nurturing.
Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Are the gender roles outdated? And listen, my brother Heru Ali from Battle Creek, Michigan, he got a lot on his chest, and he's getting it off. Heru, give me your final thoughts on this, brother.
Greetings. Listen, my final thoughts are, folks, I'm going to need us to try and strive to non-violently communicate with each other when we're angry. So, Williams. I'm going to need us to seek the greater good of each other, because if I'm always choosing to seek the greater good of you, it can only be a benefit to me. It can only be a benefit to me.
I love it.
My final thoughts. Don't let, I want to know, folks. Whew.
You all right? You got it? You okay, Heru? You
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Listen, for those that thinking in general, it's like, can't no man handle me. Can't no man tell me what to do. That's an untruth. And I'll tell you what type of man that can handle you. I'm going to call them by their name. They call it boss, supervisor at your job. So if you can go and be obedient to another man, I need this, by that. They don't even have to speak words of love to you. Malcolm X and Betty Shabazz, dear heart. Have we ever had an argument? No. Not ever. Not once.
But we're going to have one today.
But we're going to have one today.
Yeah.
Peace and love to the family and nations.
Hey.
I love y'all. I'm out. Stay safe and dangerous.
Heru Ali in the building. Long time no hear. I hope the brother gets well. Listen, we need the ladies to come in and share on this topic. We must have the feminine counterbalance to all of this masculine machismo. If you're not healed, you can't be the god of your relationship, which means you're not worthy of submission. Is that a lie? Like, if you're not on the healing process, brothers be trying to lead by default of their gender and or their wallet. And I'm saying, you make a poor leader when your wounds are unattended, brothers. That's okay. Let's get some ladies in here. Let's hear their perspective. Atala from Houston, Texas is on the line. Atala, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Uncle Zoe, hi.
What up, what up, what up?
Man, sitting here listening, holding my mouth. Listen, I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. Heru, I respect you a great deal. So what I'm about to say, please do not take it to heart, all right? But considering I wrote a lot of these questions, let me dissect this. So there's a reason why I wrote the question about sexual access being controlled externally. What I'm essentially getting at is that exchange rate. When you make your assets transactional, that is the result of your interaction. It is transactional. If your provision and protection is transactional, then understand that not tonight is also transactional.
Not tonight is transactional. Lord have mercy. Keep going.
Yeah, and I'm not advocating for that. What I am saying is that this old system that we are using to define one another is not working for us. I think we forget, especially as Black folks, that we were both under that whip, not just you. So your question about the boss and all of that, do you not listen to your boss? Now, granted, if you work for yourself, you obviously don't count. I'm not talking about you. So for those of you who have a boss, do you not obey their commands? Because you need a check, right?
Right.
Is that not the capitalist system that we're under?
Right. And what if the boss is the same gender? Right?
Right. I mean, I'm just
if you're
saying,
a woman,
like,
right?
come
If you're a
on.
woman and your boss is a woman, does that? Yeah. I mean, he pointed that out. Like, they only listen to their boss, or is he saying the dollar is what dictates how well they treat others? I think that's what he's saying. Maybe. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I think we listen to scarcity and we listen to need, and we do that in our relationships as well. So if your need says you must be worshipped, peace must be brought to you instead of you establishing for yourself, that's what you obey. Let's keep that a buck. I can't bring you something that you should be, huh?
Wait, stay right there. We got to move forward. When we come forward, Attila be cutting up, and I love it. Attila from Houston, Texas. She's got a lot more to talk about.
I know you got to make money. But bring your loving home. Bring it home. Now what's out there in the street that's taking up all of your time? 'Cause if you ain't loving me, I wanna know who in the world you loving. Tell me if you don't want me around.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Senator Raphael Warnock is calling on the country to vote for Kamala Harris as president. The Black Georgia pastor spoke at the